So I'm on my way to the airport right now to a big, well, the NRA convention, but I want to carry. So, and yes, carry a gun. So I'm gonna be flying my gun over to Houston from Phoenix. All right, so first things first, ammunition is in a separate ammunition box over here, factory ammo, holding a designated ammunition box. And right here is the gun. This is actually an old case I just now bought over at the gun store. I bought just the case. And I have 2 locks. If you have 2 locking spots on your case, you need to have 2 locks. If you have 1 locking spot on your case, you need to have 1 lock. All right, this is the gun I'm gonna be bringing with me. I have my P365, my Pimp P365, and then I have 2 magazines, and the magazines are unloaded, and then the gun, of course, is unloaded as well. When I get to the airport, I need to declare at the front desk that I have a gun with me and I'll be traveling with a firearm. They're gonna call a TSA agent, I believe, and they're gonna inspect the gun and make sure that this is okay to fly with, and then I should be good to go. But let's see how that goes. Transporting a firearm?
Oh, we're gonna get you training service, actually.
Customer service over here?
On the other side.
Okay. Cool, thank you. So the process was pretty easy. I declared that I was traveling with a firearm. So what I did was they brought me to a different customer service counter where I opened the bag. She asked if she can see it, made sure it was locked up properly, unloaded, all that. And then they went to a secondary inspection where we delivered the bag, dropped it off, and then that was basically inspected. He opened the bag, opened the case, checked everything, made sure it was okay, and then brought it back. And then it was delivered to her, and then she brought it back, and that's it. So we're halfway done. We'll see what happens when we actually arrive in Houston. So a couple hours later, I'm in Houston. So I guess the bag is actually going to like a security office and not necessarily on the baggage claim carousel. So I'm gonna go find that and see if it's all there, I guess. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. I was traveling with a firearm from Phoenix, and they said it's going right to the baggage office, I think.
Okay, it's gonna come out on the other side, at the back of 6.
Back of 6?
Mm-hmm. When they come out with it, they're gonna want to see your ID.
Okay, gotcha. So is it coming?
Is it in a bag or is it a?
Yeah, it's in like a suit. It's a suitcase. It's a handgun inside a suitcase.
Well, it's not gonna come here.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's not gonna be. We're not gonna be looking for your ID. You're just gonna pick up your bag. You're the only one that knows it's in there.
Okay, so it's just gonna be on the carousel.
Yeah.
So I guess it's going on carousel 6. Apparently nobody knows I have it, so they're not gonna check for ID. It's just gonna go on the carousel, which is different information than I got from Phoenix. That's okay. Hi, how are you? That guy right there on the floor.
Okay. Oh, I know it. You forgot it, right? I said, you get used to new things. That's right.
All right, moment of truth. We're back at the Airbnb. 1 o'clock in the morning right now, actually. But let's see if it's all in here. So you see right here, they put some paperwork on top of the gun box. Notice of baggage inspection. And then there's my little signature for the declaration that it's unloaded. But looks like it's all here. All in all, it was a pretty painless experience. There are some takeaways that I want to talk about real quick with the whole process. So from Phoenix to Houston was a very easy process. There was a little bit of confusion when I arrived there with the bags. So they told me it was going to be on the carousel. It never came on the carousel, so I went back to the baggage office, and then she told me there was another baggage office. I went there, and sure enough, my bag was sitting there. Otherwise, that's all that was. When I originally took off from Phoenix, I declared that I had a firearm. So I went to the wrong desk. I went to the self check-in kiosk, and then I figured where you drop the bag is where I'd do that. Is incorrect. You have to actually go to customer service. So I went to the customer service desk. Thankfully, there was no line there. So I went straight to the desk, declared, that I had a firearm. It's unloaded in a lock case, all that inside my bag. Super friendly lady. She was very helpful. Basically what happened was I had to write out or fill out a form that declared that the gun is unloaded. And then I opened the box for her when she asked me to show her that it was unloaded. We closed it, put that form inside that box. Then we walked it over to the inspection area where a TSA agent opened the box. He said it was all good, put some paperwork inside the suitcase, and then he delivered that bag to her, the customer service agent, and then she walked it back. After we dropped the bag off to the TSA inspector, I did not have any more contact with that bag. And then of course the whole Houston arrival and a little bit of confusion. Here's a big thing that I want to tell you guys. Show up early. I was 3 hours early when I went from Houston to Phoenix. And I was in a line for customer service for 2 hours of that because there was some kind of flight kerfuffle, whatever you call it. And basically they were not able to see me. I had to wait in that line. And I can't check in my bag like a normal self-check-in. I have to go to customer service to declare I have a firearm, that whole process. So if that line is a 3 hour line, you're stuck waiting in that 3 hour line. So I was stuck in a 2 hour line to declare it. Once I declared I had a gun in Houston, again, very friendly, very helpful, really fast process once I went through that declaration. She walked the bag back to the TSA inspection area. I just had to wait on the side. They gave me a thumbs up that they're good to go. And then sure enough, I went about my way back home. So the biggest warning and heads up I can give you guys is number one, make sure you guys show up with enough time. Give yourself 3 hours. You might be sitting in the airport for a couple hours, then go to the bar or restaurant in the airport, have a burrito and a beer. Much better to be early and have that time to just be bored. Whereas, as opposed to rushing and then realizing that you're stuck waiting in a line and you're at the airport with a gun, it's not like you can choose to make other plans. If you don't check in that gun at the airport, you're stuck and you're gonna lose that flight if that line is too long. Now, maybe they might be willing to make accommodations, maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty much gonna show up 3 hours early if I have a gun, if I'll be traveling with a gun. The process itself was relatively painless. It was a lot easier than I anticipated. So I will be traveling with a gun again. And that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.